I saw Putin. Chris Demm and I saw a photo of him sitting talking with his advisors.
I think these are two generals.
Is that who it is?
I believe, yes.
So there's an enormous table. Did you see this photo?
They're at the other end of the room?
Yeah, he's at one end of the table.
By himself.
And they're all at the other end.
Sitting together.
It's like the world's longest conference table and the world's worst seating chart.
Yes, that's right.
That's one of the things that makes people think that he's cuckoo, because he's so literally physically isolated. Yeah. He's not in Moscow that much.
Yeah.
He lives at one of his houses. I don't know where it is, somewhere else in Russia. And he's either there, but he's rarely in Moscow, and that's why people think that he's kind of gone a little nuts.
Really?
He's crazy with the COVID.
He's crazy with COVID.
He's paranoid about it.
He's still very paranoid about COVID.
Really?
Because there were pictures from a meeting, I guess, last week that went around, different room.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These were not uniformed advisors, perhaps his cabinet, and they were in a gigantic gallery room, and he was 30 feet from them.
Yeah.
He won't.
And he was like, everybody went around the room. Do we need to invade? What do you think? I think we should.
And they're all sitting in a row, and he's off by himself.
And you had to look him in the eye and say, do you agree with me? Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Dave witnessed this. Yesterday, we were in a promotions meeting here at the station. Chris Demm says I'm going to get a bad reputation now. I'm going to get it hanging over me. Yep, that's right. Because I was in a foul mood. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I was in a foul mood.
We'd had some glitches technically yesterday.
Right.
They were out of our control.
Right.
Yeah.
And side note, our engineers worked literally all night.
All night. To get us
try
back
to
up.
get us back up.
They did a really good job.
That's crystal clear.
But I'm just in a foul, sometimes I'm just in a mood.
Yeah. You are.
I'm just you. How I am. Cranky, never satisfied with my own performance.
Constipated.
Huffy.
Menstrual.
Late to the meeting.
Anal itch. Okay.
It's true that has been bothering you.
For 2 years plus.
Well, this week you said it was really bad.
And this week it's really bad. And so I was having trouble, and I went into the meeting, and there's someone in there who talks a lot.
Not you?
Not me. It's somebody else that talks a lot. And the more I hear her voice.
I feel the heat coming off Kelly.
Yeah. Well, I sit next to Dave, and I start to squeeze his knee.
I back off.
Do we need to make Putin arrangements in this meeting?
That's why table, I said, is there a way for me to sit?
Outside.
Putin style?
Putin style. But next week, I'm going to do this meeting Putin style.
Yeah.
It's on the second floor. Let's get one of those jack lifts and put you out the window.
Me out the window.
I don't know if that's a good idea, though, because it's going to be just as long.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that person is not going to stop.
A lot of talking. I
have a neighbor from Ukraine. Now, she hasn't lived there in 25 years. But she's from Ukraine. And she said that.
So, I like the person.
Don't get started about Putin. I have a neighbor. Used to be KGB.
I like her. But she talks a lot, and she keeps on talking. It just wears me down.
Yes.
And then, Dave saw this, and I think I just lashed out.
My favorite grocery store is based in Ukraine. I've never been to it.
We were discussing the trunk or treat promotion.
Great promotion. All my neighbors, the ones from the Ukraine, they came. I remember one time when I was trick-or-treating as a youth.
What makes it funny is that it's true.
It's true. It's like he was there. He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
To be clear.
So
I remember you didn't have to have a car to trick or treat. You could actually go to people's houses. Now you have to do it out of a trunk.
So
it's like reliving it.
We're talking about trunk or treat.
Bringing it back. Bigger, better?
Bigger and better. That's right. And
if possible. It was huge.
Okay. So last year, we did trunk or treat.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll plan the whole thing myself.
The first time we'd ever done it.
Right. And in the interest of fairness, everyone in this room thought this will be an unmitigated disaster.
Failure.
I said, this is going to be such a turd.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
It's going to be all of us standing
I'll show
out
up
there.
for 10 minutes, then I'm leaving.
That was my quote. I'll show up for 10 minutes, and then I'm leaving. And I thought, nobody's showing up to this. Nobody. Well, it was right here in the radio station parking lot. 2,000 kids show up. Okay, it's unbelievable.
Happy, smiling faces everywhere.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now here
You've
we
never
are.
been more wrong.
Oh, no, never. And I told them that afterwards. I told all the guys, everybody in that meeting, I was like, I really felt like this. And I questioned them before, and I was like, are we sure we want to do this? is anybody going to come down here? It's downtown. It's a weeknight.
COVID.
Well, they came, and they loved it. And, I mean, we stood there and had such Halloween joy.
Hours.
Exactly.
We met the Texas trucker.
Great. Everything's great.
I think Two Wheel Hardo showed up.
Yes, with his family.
Yeah.
Hardo,
Little
Hardos running around everywhere. Wonderful event. And I said the next night, it's the best event we've ever been a part of. Phenomenal.
You're welcome. It's all my idea. No one's giving me credit for it, but that was all my idea. I said 3 years ago we should do a trunk or treat because you used to be able to go to houses. Now you can't go to houses. Now you have to do it in the trunk.
Okay.
That one time I got locked in my trunk. You see a treat fill into my trunk and I get into it.
Easy.
All right.
So
That's what happens, though.
that's the meeting.
Kelly can't get a word
That's the
in.
meeting. And so we start talking about, okay, this year, we're doing it this year. Well, somebody says, let's make it bigger. Let's close off the street and let's add food trucks. Okay. Well, once that is said, that person that Biggie is impersonating started to really build on that. She's like, yeah, let's do this because I like pizza and I like cheeseburgers and I like French fries. And last year all we had was donuts. We only had candy. We didn't have this. We need French fries. And parents are coming right after work and we need. And I just thought,
Let's get 2 horses.
so the guy in charge says, let's go around the table
Mein Führer.
and see who agrees.
Putin style.
Putin style. We're doing it Putin style. So she's like, we need French fries, we need hot dogs, we need this, we need pizza, and on and on. And I said, and everybody
When it
agreed.
was your turn?
And when it was my turn, I said, and I got up to the microphone and I said, I wouldn't change one thing about that event. I would do it exactly as we did last year. And I sat back.
He did.
And they all looked at me like, oh, look at you standing in the way of progress.
Sad old man.
Then she explained to me why we needed the food trucks and why we needed to close off the street.
No, I'm not gluten free, but my neighbor from Ukraine is gluten free, so you probably need a gluten free truck. You really can't tell the difference. You get the pastries.
So it was another 15 minutes of explanation. And everybody's like, yep.
Yep.
And then
Makes
they
a lot of sense.
So they turned to me and they say, now what do you think? And I said, I wouldn't change one thing about that event. And there was bad blood. Then it was all of a sudden, there was like that.
You're that guy.
I was the guy who like can't get with the times and won't change and all of that stuff. And so they agreed to do it over my suggestion of not changing anything. And so it will be changed. They will close off the street. There will be food trucks. And what will happen is I'm sure it'll be a huge success this year.
Yeah, you don't have great history in
No.
just from one event.
And they'll come to me and they'll say, you see, we added the food trucks and it got bigger and better. But the reason that I went against it was simply because I wanted to go against her.
And you dug in.
And I just dug in for no reason. For no reason, I dug
You
in.
had no reason.
No.
In fact, I would say you
Yeah.
don't even care.
That's right. That's right. So we went roundabout for an hour. And that's when I told Chris Demm this is when he said, you're going to get that reputation of being...
You're Johnny Naysayer.
You're gonna be Johnny Naysayer.
And as soon as you leave that room,
Oh, wait.
There's more?
As it ended, I was throwing my plate away. And the promotions guy, the guy who's making the change, said, let's not forget, because there's bad blood. He said to me as I was walking out the door, he said, let's not forget that last year you said this wouldn't be a success. And it was the greatest event that the radio station has ever done. And I said, you're right. It was the greatest event the radio station has ever done. So why don't we change it?
mic drop.
And then I
drop,
walked
and he walked
out.
out.
Yeah.
But I know.
Plate drop.
But I stood outside the door and put a glass up. And they were like, listen to him. And I didn't know exactly what she was saying, but she was talking. So this year.
Boy, your reputation.
Oh, it's horrible. It's terrible. Terrible. Dave witnessed it. It was as bad as I've ever been.
My head was in my hands.
Worst performance in a meeting I've ever had.
Your Eeyore,
yes.
your pig pen,
It was so bad. Dave went to the
your
buffet.
Debbie Downer,
That's right.
all wrapped up.
Finally, when it was over, Dave brought me a cookie and said, I think you.
Why don't you go ahead and have this?
Take this.
I'm going to be.
You're gonna need it.
My reputation is going to be.
You're the crotchety old.
Crotchety old, won't change, can't change with the times.
Well, because now they're going to do it as big as they can do
Of course.
it, just to prove it
Of
to
course.
you.
And you know what I'm going to say when it's over? Better last year.
You'll never beat that first year.
They'll